domestic violence and violence against women and girls is a global pandemic which affects not only its victims but also the development of entire societies and countries. Levels of domestic violence remain high throughout Europe, though. According to the Council of Europe, 15% of women in Europe are victims of this serious form of gender-based violation of human rights. This complex and accelerating situation is radically impacting upon the role of professionals working on domestic violence interventions, giving rise to the emerging professional role of the Domestic Violence Response Coordinator. Together with our partners from Greece, Latvia, Romania and the United Kingdom, we are designing a series of intellectual outcomes to empower this professional role within a European dimension.
Coordinator of Domestic Violence is an essential post that brings together the various partners working with domestic violence and abuse. The system often works in silos, and the coordinator's role is to bring these organisations together to provide a seamless service to survivors, their children and to perpetrators, so that they get the best response every time. This was especially important during the corona lockdown. The relationships between services, which have been supported by coordinators, enabled swift flexibility. That allowed us to be able to meet the needs of survivors in new and unusual circumstances. We were able to adapt and continue to provide holistic care and trauma-informed support to those with diverse and intersectional needs.
Having a clear violence against women and girls strategy and a robust governance structure can support your partnership to better understand VOG. An effective governance structure is one where partners work together, where there is a shared vision, where clear data is collected and used to understand need, and where survivors' voices and experiences shape that approach. An effective board governance structure can provide guidance on best practice and ensure that agencies are supporting survivors by creating spaces where information is shared, where risk is understood, and where ideas are developed. A partnership can better work together to meet the intersectional needs of survivors.
To support the emerging occupational role of the domestic violence strategic coordinators, a high-quality common curriculum, the DVCI curriculum, has been designed for training professionals in strategically leading and coordinating community responses to violence against women and girls. The DVCI curriculum consists of a number of interactive modules within the framework of strategically coordinating domestic violence interventions. It is based in a blended learning methodology combining online e-learning format and face-to-face sessions. Complementary to the above-mentioned training, the DVCI curriculum includes an online, open, learning and networking space, enhancing the quality and accessibility of resources, methodologies and tools available at EU level in order to support professionals in the field.
ACTA, in cooperation with all partners, developed the certification scheme for the coordinator of domestic violence based on the requirements of the international standard ISO 17024. Through the certification, employees already working in the field and new entrants with university degree who can complete the blended training can prove their working professional experience. Documented proof of suitability of the professional qualifications, facilitation of finding a job at a European level, expansion of knowledge and skills, and implementation of new practices related to the specialty of the professionals who will apply for certification are significant advantages through Europe. After all, ACTA is accredited by the National Accreditation System in accordance with the requirements of the ISO 17024 standard, where the issued certificates are globally recognized.
An effective response to violence against women and domestic violence requires that the violence is prevented, that the victims are protected, and that the perpetrators are prosecuted. No single agency or institution can deal with the violence against women and domestic violence alone. In Romania, multidisciplinary collaborations will be raised as a significant cornerstone of best practice where family violence is an issue. It may involve anything from a simple telephone call to following an extensive range of interagency protocols. Based on the partnership established during the project with public and non-governmental organizations, Catharsis intends to promote the inclusion of Domestic Violence Response Coordinator into the Romanian Occupational Code.
Frontline workers are often trained to better respond to domestic violence. Yet, we also need strategic leadership on this issue and domestic violence response coordinators. This role extends beyond that of a social worker, a psychologist, a lawyer, or a healthcare professional to someone who brings local services together to keep people safe. Our experts say that it can be challenging to devise a workable structure that sees regular attendance and action from the right people in the right agencies. This is not an overnight process, but as we move forward, training and certification is now available to people with relevant education and experience who are willing to coordinate community response to domestic violence at the local level and all across Europe.
With the support of the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union,